We're here with FirstCoast.tv. Today's May 14th. It is a Thursday. We are at the Flagler Gymnasium, and Rick Perry is supposed to come, Governor of Texas, to address the crowd here. And so FirstCoast.tv is here. We have some questions for him. We hope to get a chance to talk to him. So let's see where all this goes on a lovely afternoon.
I've been involved in public service for 35 of my 65 years, and men and women who volunteer to serve this country, to stand between our freedoms and those that would take it away, are really special men and women. So anyway, it's fun, and we have been traveling all across states. Matter of fact, I was with your governor a little bit ago. So anyway, we waited, and he came in, and we had a nice meeting. We caught up with what was going on. Rick and I are great friends. Now, that's not to say we won't compete against each other. And he likes to tell the story that the reason I didn't run for re-election is because I just wouldn't be able to stand it when Texas was no longer #1 and Florida passed us up in job creation. What Rick Scott has done in this state over the course of the last 4 years is very powerful, and it really goes to what I like to talk about as I travel across the country and share with people my vision for this country. We have the smallest army that we've had since June of 1940. We all know what was going on in the world in June of 1940. When America is not projecting our interest and our influence and our power, chaos reigns. And that's if you will put the personnel on the border, you have the strategic fencing in the metropolitan areas. The one thing that's missing to really secure the border is the aviation assets. Our border with Mexico is 1,800 miles. If we would put the aviation assets in the air, these fixed-wing assets looking down 24/7, drones, I mean, we have the technology available. And the technology to be able to look down and to see what's going on. When I was the governor, I got up every morning for the last 4 years and looked to the east. Because I knew Bobby Jindal was over there in Louisiana, coming up with tax policy, regulatory policies, legal policies, education policies to make his state more competitive. And I look a little further than that, I got over here to Florida, and I knew for a fact what Rick Scott was doing. That guy was trying to recruit businesses out of my state every day. So it made me be more competitive.
I'm Hankerson with FirstCoast.tv, and we're here today at the St. Augustine Rod and Gun Club with former Texas Governor Rick Perry. Governor, how would you have handled the incidents that occurred in Baltimore?
Hey, not having been on the ground there, not being privy to all of the different issues that they were confronted with, I think for me the bigger issue is why did that happen?
Right.
I mean, and so I would suggest it's probably linked to three things: a job market that's not as good as it should be,
right.
Young people that have either dropped out of school or haven't gotten the kind of education that they needed. And then incarcerating young people for nonviolent drug-related events. And a lot of times there's this feeling that we're being singled out. And I think that some of this is in response to those three things. And so the way I address those over the 14 years that I was governor, we have now the highest high school graduation rate in America for African Americans and for Hispanics.
Right.
And if there's a way to reach into that community and say, we care about you, we care about your children, is by graduating them from high school. There's not a, Texas created more jobs to get the best job climate in America. And we also put drug courts into place.
Right.
In 2007, we put these drug courts into place where we basically said, listen, you made a mistake.
That's right.
It's not that it's okay for whatever you did.
Right.
But if it's nonviolent drug related, we give the judges the flexibility to be able to deal with these young people. But we're ruining young people's lives by throwing them in jail, throwing the key under the prison. prison.
Right.
And then they were becoming hardened criminals.
Exactly.
So it was a Democrat judge that came to me and said, hey, listen, if you'll put this into place, we think it'll work, and it made sense. And frankly, I don't care whose idea it is, whether Democrat or Republican. If it's a good idea, it's a good idea.
Right.
So this was a Democrat judge, the name of John Crusoe, from Dallas, Texas, and he made sense. We put it into place in 07, and here's the results. Now we are 7 years later, and over the last 4 years, we've shut down 3 prisons in Texas. Young people's lives have been literally saved, and we saved $2 billion of Texas taxpayers' money. That's not just. Listen, nobody gets confused. Texas is not soft on crime.
No, not at all.
But we're smart on crime.
That's right. Instead of spending the 60 grand on the back end, you send it on the front
Governor
end.
Perry, they're clamoring for your time.
We have one last question.
We gotta really hurry.
Are you going to run for president?
Well, we'll make an announcement in about 3-4 weeks. So stay tuned.
Thank you so much, Governor.
Thank you.
Good to see you guys.
Okay.
God bless
Thank
you, man.
you.
So
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Come on.
Come on, let's do it.